Today, I want to talk about one of the easiest and most realistic side hustle for any beginner to start, and that's social media management. Hey loves, welcome back to Shawndre's Corner. If you're new here, my name is Betty. I'm a mom, a content creator, a virtual assistant, a social media manager, and on this channel I share tips on how to make money both online and offline, and real life motherhood vlogs, all from my perspective as a stay-at-home mom who is learning to figure out things one day at a time. First off, I'm not even sharing theoretical things here, okay? What I'm sharing is practical knowledge because I have done it, I'm still doing it, and I want to break it down for you in the simplest way possible so that if you're considering it, you would realize that there's nothing much in here. Like it is doable. It is something that anyone who is a beginner can venture into and still succeed at. Now, before I proceed, let me give you a little backstory. I've worked in the corporate world for over 13 years. I know how to stay organized and efficient, and I know my way around the computer. But then everything changed when I had my boys. And when I was on maternity leave, I just realized that I don't want to go back to a corporate job. I want to watch every milestone. I didn't want to miss any beautiful moments that motherhood brings. So I decided to leave my job. And over time, I began to miss working and making my own money. Then I ventured back into the 9 to 5 working system again. I started working in a school, but still, like, I just wasn't satisfied. I wanted freedom and I wanted flexibility. Okay, I wasn't trying to become a millionaire. Even now, I'm not still trying to become a millionaire, but I just want to make something of my own. I just want to earn my own money. So something that would fit into my lifestyle, that would give me the freedom to like enjoy the present life I already have while still bringing in income into my home. And that's how I stumbled upon social media management. I just went to YouTube and I searched like, how do I make money from home? And I remember that there was a post that came up, how to make money as a social media manager. I'm trying to remember how exactly this thing was titled. How to make money from social media management as a stay-at-home mom. Something like that, because in that topic it had like stay-at-home mom and then it had social media management. I can't remember exactly how it was written, but like that was the message that was passed, and I was like, I started watching. And this white lady, she was just talking about how social media management works, how to go into it. And I say, if this woman go feed I'm sure that means it's something that I can do. After watching the woman and what she said, I was like, okay, let me go and check on Instagram, because on YouTube, it was just people in more advanced countries, both white and black, that were talking about social media management. I had not seen an African person in Africa talk about it, or a Nigerian person in Nigeria talk about it. So I went on Instagram. When I got to Instagram, I searched social media management, and that's when I now saw Nigerian women did here. Like I saw like people, real life examples, even a woman in Port Harcourt too, who was also a social media manager. She wasn't really teaching the whole process, but she was telling people that they could come pay her and learn from her. I tell myself, but I know most of these things now. I know how these things work. I've been helping like family and friends to like post things online. So this thing, I wait till I feed do now. I go feed do this thing. So yes, that's how I told myself that okay, I can do it, and I made up my mind that I was going to go ahead with it. But then you know how you don't make up your mind, say you go do something, and then when you actually want to start, you start having conflicting thoughts. I was asking myself, are you sure the knowledge I have of this social media that is enough? Are you sure that people will hire me? You know, all of those things, that thoughts that will always come to your head once you decide to embark on something challenging. Those are the thoughts I started having, but I had to tell myself that no, not today. Okay, easy caption that I cannot write, and I understood what an organized page should look like. Okay, and I was already helping people in my circle to navigate these things small. So this is something that I can do instead of waiting for me to be perfect at it or to be ready. I decided to start small. When I told my friend, she was into selling all these fancy sample materials and all of that. I told her, see, let me help you advertise your business. Let me help you manage your social media account for 1 month. And she was like, I beg, do, no problem. Because I was one who would always tell her, oh, snap it like this, or post it like this. Even my sister, I also told my sister that, see, let me help you manage your social media account for 1 month. Okay, I'll be posting your skincare for you on your social media platforms and all of that. She was like, go ahead, because you've been policing us, Sha. That that go ahead that they gave me actually threw me into the whole social media management thing. I started researching. As I'm researching the algorithm of the platform, I just kept posting for these people, and this gave me the confidence to start going after paying clients. That's the whole backstory to it. And now I want to walk you through the steps, how exactly I started this social media management business, and then how you too can start even as a complete beginner. So the first thing I did when I decided I want to go into social media management was, one, I chose a platform to work on, and that platform then was Instagram and Facebook. I didn't go after all the random social media accounts. I chose Instagram and Facebook. So I would say if you want to go into social media management business, you should niche down and pick a particular social media platform or two. Study this platform personally, and then when you're familiar with the platform, you can now begin to explore other ones. The second thing I did after choosing the platform I wanted to work on was to learn the basics of content planning. Now, by the time I wanted to start social media management, I was already a content creator. I was already creating content on YouTube, right? And I would use Canva, the free version of Canva, to create thumbnail for myself, because Canva has a selected template that has been pre-arranged and pre-designed. All you have to do is just to tweak it to meet maybe the brand, the color scheme of the brand you're working for, or change the write-up to suit the brand that you're working for. So I learned how to use Canva very well to design posts, to design stories, to design templates. And then I also began to learn Meta Business Suite, how to schedule posts on Meta Business Suite for both Facebook and Instagram, and also replying DMs, how to be professional in my reply for DMs and all of that. Do you understand? I also started learning to use Notion. I'm beginning to explore Notion more, learn more about it and all of that. But yes, explore the tools that you would need to make your work easy, like Canva, Meta Business Suite, Notion, and any other tools that you can think of. Go and research what tools will make your work as a social media manager easy, and then you can now start learning them. And you don't need to pay money to learn them. There are tutorials on YouTube that you can go and watch and implement. Do you understand? Free of charge, and you will be on your way to starting this business. The third step I did was to decide what services I wanted to offer. I started curating a portfolio for myself. I never had work experience, so I just wrote down my name, what I can do for your business, and then the services that I would offer. So I offered services like, I would write caption for you, I would design simple posts for you, right? I would respond to DMs, I would schedule your post, I would write engaging comments in other people's posts just to bring visibility to your post, and respond to your DMs. Okay, I've said that. And then I would create stories templates for you. So these are like the 5 things I offered in my portfolio. So if you also want to go into this niche, that's also what you need to do. You need to outline 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, depending on how many you can opt to add into your portfolio. The next thing I did was to start asking people around me. I told you in my backstory, I started telling my friends, my sister, like, let me handle your page for 1 month. I remember helping my friend to handle her page. She was selling sample materials and all of that, and then helping my younger sister to handle her social media page. She was selling skincare items and all of that. I helped them handle it for 1 month, and I started curating the positive experiences, and I was using the hardships. I was learning to surmount them while I was using the positive experiences to like include them in my portfolio. And then after a month, I remember asking my friend, should I do for another extra month? And she was like, okay, see, do for 3 months. Then as you do, I'm going to teach me, so that when you're done, you can now give it back to me. So that's how I now did it for 3 months for her, did it for 1 month for my sister, 2 months for my sister. I can't really remember. I know I didn't do 3 months for my sister, Sha. Yeah. And then after that, I used those information I gathered from them, and I made it to form as part of my portfolio. You can ask people around you, do free jobs for families and friends, so that by the time that you have gathered work experience, you can now start pitching to people. Now, the 5th step you now need to do is to now start charging. Now that you've offered free services and you've gotten the information you want to get in your portfolio, use that information to start pitching yourself to brands. So I remember then I would tell my sister that, see, anybody where you know we will manage a social media, tell me. Oh. So I remember that the first job that I got as a social media manager, I was paid 20k. Okay, and I was so excited. I did all of the things. I submitted my portfolio, showed them, oh, this is what I can do, this is what I can do. I'll post 3 times a week for you and all of that. And I was paid 20k. I was excited. After a month or two, my sister-in-law recommended somebody to me as well. So I got like 2 different clients I was working for. Yes, my first paid client was 20k, and I charged monthly. You can decide to charge monthly to manage either their Instagram or their Facebook, or you can decide to charge per service. Okay, among all the services you render, you can put a price tag to all the services you render and let the clients choose which service they would want you to handle for them according to their budget. You can also choose to charge them per platform. As you grow, you can begin to gradually increase your rates and expand your skill. And before you know it, you have like a successful clientele, and over time you can now start bringing in team members into your group. You can grow to start having like a mini social media agency, right? That's what most people have nowadays. So yes, since that time I have worked for different clients. I have worked for small business owners. I have worked for schools. Of course, I've stopped working for some and I'm still working for some. And you know the beautiful thing, I can do all of that from the comfort of my home. Fantastic. I can arrange my schedule around my kids' activity. My content creation journey is from the comfort of my home. My social media management business is from the comfort of my home. My virtual assistant business is from the comfort of my home. Yes, it is task, I'm not even going to lie. Some weeks can be rough. If you are a stay-at-home mom, or you're someone who is trying to build something for yourself, social media management is a great entry point for you. All you have to do is to build your skill, fine-tune what you already have, and you can be a very good social media manager. You just have to believe that it is doable. It is something that you can do and you can excel at. And with time, as you grow in the business, you fine-tune your skills and you gather more work experience. Before you know, you become an expert in the field. If this video has helped you in any way, please leave a comment in the comment section, and I would love to hear your story or where you are at when it comes to your online hustle journey. And if you're new here and you're not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel. Okay, turn on your post notification too, so that whenever I upload new videos on my platform, you will be notified. Okay, you'll be the first to know. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I'll see you guys in my next one.